live? YouTube, are we live? We appear to be live. What the deal, everybody? You are now tuned into your host, the hottest voice in cryptocurrency, Mr. Too Rich, your Southern urban voice. And we are doing Too Rich to Miss quick live thoughts. And today, as we go in, we are going to be talking about AAVE briefly. We'll be talking about Mark Cuban. We'll be talking about the dangers of maximalist views and how it can possibly cloud your judgment, cloud your investing judgment in this crypto space. Number one, being a maximalist, and what does that mean when I say that? When I say a maximalist, that means that you're all into one coin and everything else is bullshit. For example, Bitcoin maximalists, they believe that Bitcoin is everything and the rest of crypto is bullshit and trash. Irregardless of any actual utility, real world utility that some of these projects do offer, like Aave. And and I speak about Aave for disclosure because I'm in Aave. And to even go a little bit deeper, I've been in Aave ever since they were Lend, Lend. And I was in them when they were Lend, and actually I bought them when they were ETH Lend. So yeah, they were ETH Lend, and then they eventually converted over to the Aave token. So I've been with Aave for a minute, but I'm also somebody who in the past I worked in mortgage servicing. And when you work in mortgage servicing, you go and you see a lot of the back end. I mean, I've worked in bank operations, and you go and you see the back end and all of the extra, you see all of the extra stuff under the hood that most people don't see. And when I look at a project like Aave and with what they are doing, it's hard for me to not be bullish on that project and not buy it, especially when they haven't been hacked, to my knowledge, knock on wood, and they haven't had any bugs or exploits or anything like that. And when I looked at them, I hadn't looked at them today, but yesterday they were over $3 to $4 billion in total value locked. So that's $3 to $4 billion of real money that's locked into that protocol, um, via lending, borrowing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And real talk is actually pretty simple. And and you don't have to go into a bank. I mean, a simple, fast, straight to the point. I mean, and granted, yeah, for the people who are techies, it's not. For the people who are not techies, it could be, it could be a little cumbersome, but if you take your time, pay attention, read, and use your common sense, and don't be. We are Disconnected. Okay, we are reconnected. Okay, are we back? I think we're back. Okay, now the reason why I'm talking about this today and why I thought this would be an interesting thing to discuss on my way, while I'm actually on my way back to the house, to get in the booth and to start to do some things, do some voiceovers and all of that. I observed a conversation between a Bitcoin maximalist and one of his followers. And I understand why people like Bitcoin. I get it. It's the safest crypto, it's the safest cryptocurrency asset that you can invest in right now. Now, on the same token, cryptocurrency is so much more than Bitcoin. If all you think cryptocurrency is just Bitcoin, then you are missing a lot. And your inability to and your inability to kind of step back and look at the whole picture. Bitcoin is only a part. It serves its purpose and it's spot on good at that. That's for okay and not for the six. For people who might be into that. It's spot on a okay for doing what it does. But the cryptocurrency space is going to disrupt everything in the financial space. Now, am I saying that DeFi is going to totally cut all of the banks out of the way? No. It is going to change the way that banking works. I definitely believe that. It's definitely going to automate some things and eliminate some things because see, here's the thing that people don't think about with when it comes to decentralized finance. Yes, it's in its infancy right now. Yes, it's not centralized finance, but here's the one thing that people don't understand. The technology works. And from a production standpoint, it's about getting more. Decentralized finance allows people to get more money quicker, but to get your money quicker without going through all of the shit. If anybody ever bought a house, if you bought a house and you got a mortgage and been through that whole process, it's real. And granted, I know because I worked in that industry for a long time, and I spoke with a lot of the technical people in that industry. The mortgage and real estate industry, it moves slow from an adoption standpoint. But from a production standpoint, it's all about the numbers. And once the 2% really figure out, and well, they figured it out, but they just are working behind the scenes. Um, Once the 2% really figures out how they can kind of migrate all of their stuff over onto blockchain technology and they really realize how much more volume that can be done through the technology that DeFi offers. And when you talk about the quadrillions of dollars that are just in the doggone derivatives market and what's going on over there, oh my God, it's insane. It's insane. So as DeFi in its current form, is it going to totally destroy centralized finance? No. I definitely think decentralized finance is forcing banking as we know it to change. Now, I understand that I'm one of these people who kind of see things and look, I see things a lot earlier than most people take for granted and see them. It's fine. So I understand how a Bitcoin maximalist can kind of frown and snarl at DeFi, or kind of like they were in the conversation. The maximalist was talking to one of his followers. His followers was talking about the fees, the Ethereum fees that he had to pay to 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 get some of his coins off of the AAVE protocol. I understand that, but I also understand that the cryptocurrency space as a whole, and the DeFi space especially, is very, very small. It's a very, very small, immature market that has the potential to work. Well, that does work. Ain't no potential in it. It works. Just because there's aren't a lot of people that are actually interacting with it right now, because I mean, 3 to 4 billion is not much when it comes to the AAVE protocol when you talk about finance and lending and banking. And the 27 billion that's locked into the DeFi sector overall is not much when you start to compare it to the derivatives market, when you compare it to the stock market, and when you compare all of the benefits that come along with it. Decentralized finance just puts and levels the playing field in a way that the 1% does not want. So, because it allows a group of people to get together and get on and actually get money in returns that they normally get for themselves. But if you have a maximalist view and you aren't taking the time to look at the whole picture, then you are Leo. Now, granted, at the end of the day, you do what you like. Do what's best for you. you know. But I just like to say, for those of us that are out here, it's all about the games. I mean, let's keep it real. There's very few of us that are out here for the technology, unless you're building something. And but the technology works. It's in its infantile stage. But if you don't take the time to look at the whole picture and the whole scope, then your maximalist views could limit the growth that you're trying to build. Just my thoughts. Yeah, I mean, and once again, this ain't nothing against nobody. Do what you like. The only way to invest, the only way to do crypto wrong from an investment standpoint is if you're losing money. So I'm not saying this to 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 fucking to hate on any maximalist views. If your maximalist views work for you, then roll with it. And all I'm saying is that it does help your portfolio and your gains potential to view the entire picture and not cut yourself off from parts of the market because it's just not your, it's not because it's not something that you're familiar with or it's not your cup of tea. Everybody's cup of tea is gains, and real world projects that have a real world use that people don't see the value in right now are the best things to jump in. So I said all of that to say I'm in DeFi, I'm in AAVE, I'm in Zelica, I'm in Kava, which I'm thinking about going, well, not going all in on AAVE, but I'm definitely thinking about adjusting the portfolio to doing more into AAVE and Kava. Ave and Zilliqa. I mean, I've been in Zilliqa for a while. I mean, I've 3X'd in Zilliqa. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I think I'm like six. I'm over six in Ave right now. And I'm on the train of thinking that Ave could go to $1,000 per coin. So I'm holding on to Ave. But anyway, I said all that to say, don't allow your maximalist views to limit your investment portfolio. You could be missing out on a 5x or a 6x on your money, but you do you and do what's best for you and do what helps to build the gains in your portfolio. This has been the hottest voice in cryptocurrency, Mr. Too Rich, your Southern urban voice. And as always, always remember the only color that matters. Peace.